Getting ready for the next adventure. Got the bikes washed, got the canoes in. We've been invited down to Bendethra, down by the Deua River on a private property. Gonna give a hand to help clad a house, but the kids get to ride. There's 5,000 acres down there. Gonna be wicked. Phil's told me it's hard going getting in, and there's a couple of switchbacks, so on the way in, it's gonna be left hand down. We need to jackknife the trailer. So he suggested I take the passenger side gas bottle off. He's got a work and play Jayco, so he knows. He's got the 200 dual cab, so it's going to be great. There's a couple of creek crossings to get to the property, so we'll do a little comparison. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the new rear bar I made up with the 3 water bottles, just purely on the overhang. I'm going to put the standard bar back on so that we can put the bikes. We're going to take the push bikes in there too. Apparently there's a motocross track, a 400-metre long motocross track, so that's why we're taking the bikes. So the original bar had a lot less overhang. We don't need water where we're going. And this one's a lot heavier. Probably going to end up selling the rear bar that we made with the water containers. That's a one-off trip that we do once a year. And I've worked out another way of carrying another considerable amount of water. Factory bar back on, and the Fiamma bike rack back on. Coming into Arulin. Phil's been waiting for us for, what, half hour? It was a pretty good drive down, wasn't it, kids?
Yeah.
What time do we leave? 6, and it's 10 now. And then we're gonna basically hit the dirt road and head into the property. We're not gonna do any of the hard switchbacks or creek crossings tonight. We'll do them in the morning. There he is, big work and play, and a 200 dual cab.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, good mate, yeah?
Yeah, good.
Hit the dirt. It's a pretty steep country already. Let's fill up there at the gate. We've woken up to this, beautiful day, top location. So we've got 4 creeks to cross before we reach our camp for the next 4 nights. What are the kids up to? Playing with a local resident. They're playing ball with him. Follow the leader. Phil's going to lead us down to where we're camping. Bye, mate. Gate 1. How good is this, driving along my favourite river in Australia, the Deua. So picturesque. The mighty 200 towing the work and play. Those of you that have been following the channel for a while probably remember seeing Phil's truck. We did a little bit of a rock crawling comparison years ago. Back then he was only on 33s and he wasn't running lockers, so now he's on 35s with twin ARB air lockers. The expander I'm towing, it's a little bit smaller, so it's probably easier to tow. I don't have to worry about head heights. The width's probably the same. I'm not as long, so I'm single axle. Steep incline after the first crossing.
This was a deeper crossing, and this one's nowhere near as deep now.
Coming down to the second crossing. Cracker of a day too. Some very tight spots through here. Wet brakes. Bit crazy to think the 200s, this model, don't come out with factory lockers like the 79, not even a rear one. So he's opted for the ARB. We both run them in our Hiluxes.
Dan, this deep?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I tell you, it's so nice to be driving in fresh water for a change. Having come back from up north where we had to drive in the salt water. Just so nice. I think it was this one. We got a little bit of water on the carpet at the front step. We'll have to make a note to tape up the vents when we do head out in a few days' time. Bit of growth leading into the third crossing.
This crossing 5 years ago was probably 3 metres and it was bonnet height, and yet where the winch did.
Wow. He's been coming here 30 years, Phil has, as a young kid. So he knows the place like the back of his hand. You wouldn't get too many people trying to get their vans through these crossings. And as you see here, home ground advantage, the knowledge is there. Got this a little wrong. Tried to crawl up the bank. Forgot I was towing 2 ton. Backed it up, a bit more momentum, got us through. Yeah, got caught out here a little bit by going too slow and trying to drag the van through that deeper part. But all good, took a second go with a bit of momentum. How lush is that? One more crossing before camp. Steep climbs again. Back into first gear. He's got a very capable truck and he's a very skillful driver. So those two things hand in hand, there's no stopping where you can take this Jayco. All right, there's a crazy switch back here. This is the one when he told me you may hit your left. Well, he's taken his completely off anyway. Oh, I see, that would have easily collected his gas bottle. It's got it. Too easy. This is not a corner you want to get wrong. You need to take it wide. No options for backing and filling here, or very little space too anyway. The expander's not as long as the work and play. You know, the two trucks are probably similar. Still grateful I took the gas bottle off because I did have to do quite a tight turn there. Probably still would have hit.
Go anywhere in your van, you know, it's lower, like the roof quite lower, shorter. You can go anywhere.
We're talking about the expander against the work and play. So that was the last obstacle before camp. This is camp. And while we're down here, we're gonna give a hand, finish cladding off this hut for him. Stinking hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're all set up. We're gonna go for a swim down in the Deua River. Riding down to the river. How dirty are the bikes? Yeah, yours is clean because it was sitting in the tray. Millie's and mine were on the back of the Jayco. BMX action. Nice. Use your brakes, use your brakes. Good boy. Brakes, good boy. Nice. Keep going. That's all.
Wrong way.
Oh yeah, we're going in here, aren't we? That'll end part one, but there's going to be plenty more action in upcoming episodes. Phil takes us on day trip adventures, shows us some of the secret spots he's got. We go to a beautiful swimming hole where Nicholas gets addicted to jumping off rocks. That's all I need. There's a lot of motorbike action. We ride probably twice, 3 times a day. Probably a 400 metre track that they've got for the motorbikes. Even I get myself back on a bike after all these years on a KTM 250, Phil's race bike. Thanks for the loan, mate. The hut that we work on of a morning from say 7 till 11, we get that lined. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, thanks for watching.